Meet my first guest on Challenging the Status Quo. She has produced and directed Tiwa's Baggage, Pictured Perfect. Biodun Stephen is a bundle of talent and
My name is Orelu Afadiro, and I grew up watching movies. I watch like not because I don't know what to do, but I just enjoyed, seeing some of these movies, English and Yoruba. I grew up watching them, and for those that are familiar with my channel, Nollyreviews, I started out because I long to see better content. A lot of things have changed from when I was younger till now, and I feel like even though movies should be entertaining, at the same time it should pass messages, and that was actually one of the reasons I started Nollyreviews. But at the same time, I just sat down one day and started thinking that if we want something to change, we have to be part of the change as well. I reached out to some people that I've seen their work and they stand out in their own right. And I feel they're actually the kind of people that I'm talking on behalf of other viewers now, we would want to see more of their work and more of what they do. So my guest is here. She's ready for us. I'm not going to say too much because we want to hear from the horse's mouth, but let me just introduce her. Her name is Biodun Stephen Oladipo. She's a wife, she's a mom, she's a gift. She's a gift. I think that's more like, capsules up everything. She is a gift. And we have seen a number of our movies. I have seen a number of our movies, from The Visit to Picture Perfect, that actually won some nominations and awards as well, to Happy Ending, Glimpse, Ovi's Voice. Ovi's Voice actually made me look out for her on Instagram, and I started following her. Tough Love was another good job that she did. Joba, even though I've not seen Joba, I was clamoring that it comes to the USA, but Maryland was not part of the states that she came to. But I will still try and check it out. But she has done a lot of movies, and I'll just allow her to tell us about herself and her journey so far, how she started, how she came into movie making. Over to you, Ma.
Okay, so hi guys, my name is Biodun Stephen. I'm the writer, producer, and director. I got into the movie industry about a decade ago. I'd always wanted to be an actor, but somehow that didn't really it didn't gel, it didn't work out immediately. But I've always been a writer. I started writing since my teenage years. And so I pretty much, after navigating professional work, I worked in advertising, I worked on radio, I worked on television as a presenter, as a content creator, and in advertising, project management. Eventually,
wow,
I decided that I wanted to go back to my first love, which was film. And so I went to film school in the UK. I came back, and my first film was The Visit, which was produced by me, then directed by Filmmaker. And I think pretty much that was the beginning of the journey. That was the beginning of the journey.
Thank you so much.
It's not been the road all the way, but we're here.
Yeah. So, taking me to It's Not Been Easy. Yes, you're a woman of great talent and you have great skill. May I ask you, on behalf of other viewers, how did you groom that skill? I remember you just mentioned now that you had to go back to your first love, and then you went to film school. So that would take me to another question, but I want you to answer this one first. So how did you pick that skill, the great skill that you have? How did you do it?
I'm not sure that there's any particular technical step to it. I started writing, like I said, as a teenager. I used to have a crush on a book, and I couldn't tell anybody, so I started writing about it, and I began to imagine this relationship between myself and this guy, and then I started writing. My mother found some of the things I'd written, and then she took me to Lloyd Weaver, or I Need to Know Fame, and Lloyd Weaver read my script and said, "There's something here." Along the line, I kind of got diverted. My mother didn't want me to study theater art. At that time, it wasn't a lucrative business. So I did philosophy. But still, I kind of kept the passion, burning. So I never stopped going for auditions because, like I said, writing was not really the major thing. My major was to be an actress, So I really went for all the auditions and all. It was during all this my waka waka. I met another man called Tajin Adekpetu. Tajidin, he's the owner of Everyday People. He's created.
Yeah, I remember that name.
So he read my first script. As a matter of fact, a few days ago, we're doing spring cleaning, and I found my very first script.
Wow.
That had been submitted, and he read it and said, "There's something here. How about you come and do some work for us?" Of course, it did not pay me a lot of money, but I was excited, and I think that was the beginning of the journey into writing.
Okay.
Into writing, and so finished university, went to work. I knew that there was a gift for writing, there was a gift for acting. But I just said you could have I wanted to turn all of this talent into a skill, which is what made me go to film school.
Good.
And I think that from film school, my horizon, expanded, and I realized that there was so much more. I'd come from a music background. I've done so many things before I finally settled for film. So all of those experiences, pretty much is what you see in the bulk of my film. I used to have a radio show called Whispers, and we always talked about life. It was a life experience sharing platform. And so when I was going to start making films, I wanted my films to be life experience moments, which is why people say, "Oh, your films are so relatable."
Exactly.
But something I've done for 5 years on radio, and I just wanted to bring that into my storytelling.
So in a nutshell, thank you so much. So in a nutshell, that explains the theme we usually see wrapped around most of your stories. Thank you. That was so awesome. Okay. Now that explains it. So I know you've produced movies that got nominations, that won. Even you as a director, you won some, awards. At what point did you think you were ready to direct movies?
So my first 3 films, which was The Visit, when I came back from the UK and I went to The Visit, I knew I was not ready to direct because we're telling a different kind of story. It was a 4-man cast, one location, never been done before. So I really wanted to put my eyes on the production, and then use it as an opportunity to learn, because I realized that when you go to school abroad, the way they train you over there, when you come back here, are totally 2 different things.
It's a different environment, yeah.
You're gonna adapt some of the things that you've been taught into here in our society. So when I did The Visit, I watched it and I realized that there were a couple of mistakes that we made along the way. So when I was ready to do so, even before I was ready to do Picture Perfect, I'd gone on then to work, with Iroko for about 9 months.
Okay.
Kind of learning and honing the skill. Even after I left Iroko, I was still part of the Rock family, still being there as a contract staff, working on productions behind the scenes, learning how to do this work, learning, building myself, developing myself in readiness for the economy, for the industry. So when I did Picture Perfect, again, I felt to myself I was not ready.
But you did it.
So I did it, but I was not ready to direct the film.
Okay.
So even with Obi's voice, I felt I was not ready to direct. However, I realized that having done all this film, most of the time in post, I will sit down with the editor, same thing with the visitor, I'll sit down with the editor, and then, because I wrote the script, so I know exactly what I wanted, how I wanted the cut to be, what it wanted to look like. So by the time we wrote Tiwa's Baggage, because of the sensitivity of Tiwa's Baggage, I wasn't sure anybody could tell that story the way I wanted it.
The way you wanted it. Good.
And so that was when I said to myself, I think I'm ready. And so when I did Tiwa's Baggage, and after that, I knew that I was ready. I was ready because, not just for anything, but Tiwa's Baggage was so dear to me. I really, really wanted to tell the story myself, to miss out on anything intricate. And I just felt that I know that story, and I wanted to tell it. And and that was the beginning. And so that was like my fourth film, but that was when I started directing.
Thank you so much. Picking from what you just said, you watch your own movies. There is one thing I've come to realize. When I speak with some producers or some actors, they say they do not have the time. They don't watch movie, and they even say it with pride. And I'm like, so how do you improve on yourself? Because if you don't watch your movies and you don't even sit down to watch other people that you look up to, then how do you get there? So what do you have to say about that?
I think to each his own. For me, my process is, I'm a TV girl. I love to watch. We've been at home now this is our third week. And even at that, I'm watching films every time. I'm watching everything. I'm consuming. I'm consuming as an audience. I'm consuming as a creative person. I'm consuming from a production angle. So, and when I watch my own films, every time I bring out a film, every time we write a film, I write a script, and we turn into a film. If you ask my crew, there's always the fear of, is this film even going to make any form of sense? I'm always afraid. And so I critique myself so much. Even when I watch a film and everybody's saying, this film is interesting, I'm like, no, I should have done this here. I should have done this here. Because for me, it makes me better. And so when I'm ready to do my next film, I want to better that film.
Exactly.
Exactly. I want to better that film. I want to tell a better story. I want to do it. So sometimes, I remember that I did it, and I said to my editor, my cinematographer, I said, I don't think I'm challenging myself. I want to do something else. I want to go back to school. That is me. That's my hunger. I'm not going to stand here and throw stones at anybody's process.
Yeah.
If the actors, I understand that a lot of actors are very busy. They are going from production to location. However, there are some also who watch their content. Who want to be a part of it. So I think to each his own. Everybody has a different process that works for them, but that's my process.
Yeah, I understand that. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you so much. Cast. Okay, so let's talk about locations now. There was actually a video of you I watched about 5 things you don't like or you hate on movie sets. Okay, let me start this way. So how do you pick your cast?